He does. Jeff Darlington, speaking of golf, we've gotten him in trouble on our show because you did make the big proclamation that you and Greeny could beat anyone at ESPN.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Still not proven to be wrong.
Has it been proven to be right?
No. but we're undefeated as far as I'm concerned.
You're also winless.
Did I tell you what happened there when I went back and I said something to Greeny?
No.
And I was like, hey man, like they think they can beat us, and he's like, no, they think they can beat you. I never had any part of this. I was completely rogue on that. That was not Greeny's fault. I do stand by it, though. We can ham and egg like the best of them.
Jeff, we just played some intro stuff there on the Cowboys. I am now fully actually entertained and enjoying this, knowing that Micah Parsons is obviously going to get his deal. Am I wrong to think that he's going to get his deal?
No, you're not wrong, because they always do. I think that's the one thing, we see it happen every time where we have this strange, it's so strange to me that Jerry Jones has not figured out, though, in all of his negotiating skills, in all that he has done in and around the league and elsewhere, that he doesn't seem to understand that the longer you wait, the more you pay. It happens with every single player. His price on Micah Parsons has gone up, I think probably $7 million a year now after TJ Watt got his deal. It's just going to keep going. So to me, that's the strangest component of it. Yes, it feels like it'll eventually get there. I just don't understand it. I really don't.
Evan Cohen feels like that's a part of the Cowboys marketing budget.
Yeah, it is.
Because this is ultimately why they're dragging this thing out, just to continue to generate headlines, even though we all know how the movie ends, which is them getting the deal done. We don't know if the Cincinnati Bengals are going to get the deal done with Trey Hendrickson, even though owner Mike Brown has said as much. He's confident that the negotiations are in a good place. Where do things stand with Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals?
Well, I mean, I like when an owner says that and the player's like, yeah, I'm going to hang out in Florida. I'll be good there. I think anytime, all of these negotiations, we can talk about it in Washington, we can talk about it in Dallas and Cincinnati, they're all an hour away. We never know exactly when they're going to get done. They're at the stage of the negotiation where all it takes is that final call to say, all right, we'll get to your number, or we're going to come to here, that's our final offer. I think that all of them can get there. To me,
the one I'm most skeptical about is the Cincinnati Bengals, just because of how the organization has done business in the past.
It's as if we got we were like, oh wait, they're going to pay T. Higgins, they're going to pay Jamar Chase, they're going to pay Joe Burrow, but we forget what happened before those three guys.
Yeah.
So I feel you. I understand that there's reason for skepticism, and he's such an important player. So I'm with you. I get it. I could see being skeptical there.
You mentioned Washington, and that one, well, you said all of them could be an hour away, but with Terry McLaurin reporting to camp, is that trending towards a resolution sooner rather than later?
So not necessarily. It's just avoiding that $50,000 a day fine, in my opinion. The hold-in is a valuable asset, and I don't think it's necessarily closer, but I do think you have a situation there where it's a lot of mature people involved in that. Terry, of all people, is the kind of guy I think he'll be fair and reasonable, but he's also saying yes, I'm 30 years old, but I don't have an injury history. I'm playing at a level that's helping your rookie quarterback get to this point. Pay me like DK Metcalf.
And by the way, you're not paying him.
Right, exactly. So I understand where he's coming from. Washington sitting there saying, yeah, but you are 30 years old now. You're about to be 30. You are 2 years older than DK Metcalf. We understand you came out at the same time, but your body is going to start giving in. So they're trying to be prudent. To me, it's rational discussions on both sides, even though Terry certainly is taking it somewhat personal, as he should. But I do think that at least that he's in the building, cooler heads will prevail at some point.
We're talking with ESPN NFL reporter, golf, tennis, does everything. Jeff Darlington here on Unsportsmanlike Alone with Michelle Smallman, Chris Canty, Evan Cohen. With you, we are presented by Progressive Insurance. I thought it was interesting the Matthew Stafford injury, the back thing. They're going to basically load manage him in the preseason. And the reason I think it's interesting is not because he is a Hall of Fame caliber player, because he's hurt, but because they've already set up for next year with 2 first-round picks.
Right.
Pretty obviously going to take a quarterback next year. Is there something to worry about if you're a Rams fan right now?
Yeah, I think anytime you get to the point where you have a quarterback who, by the way, even the team was exploring the possibility.
That's right.
It's not as if this is something that we're conjuring up out here. They're exploring it, and that's inevitable. You get to the point with a guy who, by the way, has neck and back history. That to me is the most always the neck and the back to me is always the thing that's like I'd be the most concerned about. So yeah, I think there is perfectly reasonable reason to wonder if Stafford can make it through the entire season, if he's on the back end of things. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Jeff, what's the expectation in league circles on how the Kenny Pickett injury will impact the quarterback competition in Cleveland?
I mean, I think it'll change the rep count, obviously. Maybe Shedeur, he's been getting some second team reps. People, I know Mike T, I can't wait to go out with him on Get Up because he's acting like they should. Let me see what you think about this. He's acting like they should go with Shedeur. That's my phone, guys. Y'all look to yourself. Yeah, I'll turn that off. Don't worry about it.
It's McVay saying, stop talking about my quarterback.
Yeah, is there any breaking news, Jeff?
No, it's all good. But Shedeur not getting reps doesn't really bother me. I don't understand why you'd think that Dillon Gabriel wouldn't get reps over Shedeur when they drafted him before him. Mike T's like, no, we should be getting Shedeur first-team reps on offense. Should they?
Well, I think it's because everybody believes that Shedeur is the most talented quarterback in Browns camp, regardless
that's funny
of
because
draft
it seems
position.
like the Browns disagree. I guess that's my contention.
Well, this is operating on the assumption that Shedeur Sanders fell to the 5th round not based on talent alone. And it wasn't a true meritocracy in terms of his entry into the NFL.
Yeah.
Now, it depends on where you come down on that argument, but I don't think at the end of last year's college football season, anybody would argue who the more talented quarterback was between Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel. So I think that's what Mike T is basing his belief on, and I tend to agree with him.
I don't understand how that can change so much in a span of a few months where all of a sudden we're like, well, whatever the reason was, now it makes sense that Shedeur Sanders should be getting reps ahead of the guy that we drafted 2 rounds before.
Fair, but what I will say, and I will counter with this, is you can lie to a lot of people. You can't lie to the guys in the locker room that see him at practice every single day.
Cool.
And
yes.
I think that's the interesting dynamic because now Shedeur Sanders will be in a position where he'll get more reps in practice, especially with the first team. And we'll see how things play out from that standpoint. Because you can't put the genie back in the bottle once the other players see it on the field.
Totally agree. I just don't think that necessarily we've seen that yet. We haven't had an opportunity to, and I guess maybe that's Mike T's
That's by design.
But
I think that's by design.
Because they know it's.
I think that's by design.
I mean, listen, I think back all the time to Russell Wilson when he went to, I know it's a really archaic reference, but remember Matt Flynn, they just paid him like $8 million, which was a lot of money at the time. Yep. Russell Wilson comes in and is on the field and you're like, no, that's the guy. Like, I get it. If Shedeur does
Pete was
that,
at a different place in his career than Kevin Stefanski is at his career.
Yeah, but if it's that obvious, fine. But the idea that all of a sudden, just because Shedeur is Shedeur Sanders and had a better college career, like, it throws the draft process completely out the window if we're suddenly going to say that he should be getting the reps over Dillon Gabriel.
Fair, but I think it's naive of us to assume that the pedigree of Shedeur Sanders is not working against him in terms of coming into the league, in terms of his perception. Like, if he ends up being the starting quarterback, it would have been because he earned it and he left no doubt.
Absolutely.
There's no way that he could be handed the job without him earning it.
Totally agree.
I think there's a scenario where all of those other quarterbacks could get the benefit of the doubt. He's the only one in Cleveland's quarterback room that doesn't.
Or in the NFL right now, as in
no
the
doubt.
Class. Get that completely, but he is going to have to earn it.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Another quarterback situation, Jeff, that we're certainly going to be paying attention to is Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
What are you hearing so far about how he's meshing or he's getting along with the Steelers and their culture there?
It's fine. Aaron's really good at first impressions, you know? Like,
what about second and third?
I'll give him second. I'll give him a second impression.
He's choking.
Oh my God.
I just like, oh, we're going to do this again. Like, we did this already with the Jets. Like, well, let's just see how it goes. Everybody's talking about how he's taking the guys out to dinner and he's being one of the guys. It's like he went in there and told them, don't, base anything about me on preconceived notions. It's like, okay, cool.
Jeff, I gotta ask you this question as a follow-up because Evan Cohen brought this point up earlier with his pressure power rankings. What happens if Aaron Rodgers ends up being the face of Mike Tomlin's first losing season in Pittsburgh? What happens to his legacy?
To Tomlin's legacy?
No, not Tomlin's legacy.
To Aaron's legacy?
Rodgers' legacy.
I'm never inclined to, like, create a legacy off of the final years. Like, with Tom Brady, I think you can build on your legacy.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't think when you're that age that we should place, even Aaron Rodgers, I don't think we should place the pressure on them to expect them to defy age. Tom Brady is forever. I mean, like what he did at 45 years old is Hall of Fame stuff, right? I don't think that that's the standard. Like, to me, did he change the conversation when it came to him and Belichick? Yes, I think you can do that. But I don't necessarily think that you can hurt your legacy by going out there and trying at 42 years old.
So you're saying that nothing that happened with Rodgers the first 17 years in Green Bay is impacted by what we've seen over the last 3 or 4 years?
That's a good question. It didn't change anything. Like his legacy for those first years was one Super Bowl. So it's not like his legacy to me is like he's top 5 quarterback of all time.
Legacy and what we remember him for actually will be different in this case. His legacy is the first ballot Hall of Famer in Green Bay. What we may remember him for recently are the last 4 years.
That's a good call.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's just my gut feeling on this. Jeff Darlington will be on Get Up fighting with Mike Tannenbaum about the reps that Shedeur Sanders has.
That's where we're at.
We are on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.
The NFL on ESPN Radio.
Jayden Daniels, I have him as my front runner to win MVP.